Hey, folks. I'm Camille Who Armstrong, the performing arts Renaissance woman. For over 40 years, I've worked as a performer, educator, consultant, and coach. But most importantly, I'm a parent. From classrooms to stages to bedtime routines, I've spent my life nurturing creativity, character, and connection in the next generation. This series is for you, whether you're expecting, learning as you go, or parenting for the first time, or even third time around. I'm here to share the insights, tools, and real talk I've gathered over 4 decades of hands on experience. Welcome to Camille Who, the Child Whisperer. I'm so glad you're here. Well, after 8 parenting blueprints, you might be wondering, which one am I? Or maybe you're not just one parenting blueprint, but a combination of one or two. The overachiever, the hero, the rebel, the perpetuator, the prohibitor, the helicopter, the irresponsible, the pushover. Most of us are not one. Most of us are two or three, and in fact, if you think about where I got all of these patterns and observed all these patterns, most of them were in me. So I was a combination of pretty much all of these parenting blueprints. So it's I mean it, and it and they show up at different times. There are the tendencies that are more dominant, and then there are tendencies that get triggered by stress. Get There are tendencies or patterns that get triggered by fear, that get triggered by, I mean, any number of things. Either way, it's not about being a perfect parent. It's about being an aware parent with intention. Here's what you need to know. You are not your blueprint. You are operating from one. Your blueprint is your default setting. It's not your destiny. That means there's hope. There is the hope that you can actually balance this out, that you become aware of within yourself. Now, your goal here is not to eliminate your personality. It's to eliminate reactivity. You want to be able to make educated choices, decisions with your child and not emotionally reactive ones. And when we are not aware of our default settings, that is exactly what we do. We become emotionally reactive as opposed to making choices from an educated standpoint. Balanced parenting is not over control, over protection, overreaction, avoidance, guilt, tradition without examination. Balanced parenting is intentional, aware, flexible, firm, loving, stable. Awareness is step one, ownership is step two, balance is step three. It's possible. Anything's possible. All right, so here are some tips. Step one, identify your stress pattern. Ask yourself, when my child misbehaves, what is my immediate thought? What emotion rises first? Fear, guilt, anger, panic, avoidance? Do I overreact, underreact, or react emotionally? Look at the patterns. Do you rush in? That's your hero. Do you hover? That's the helicopter. Do you give in? That's the pushover. Do you avoid? That's the irresponsible. Do you overcorrect? That's the rebel. Do you overplan? That's the overachiever. Do you copy tradition? Perpetuator. Do you prohibit? That's the prohibitor. Your strongest emotional trigger reveals your blueprint. Step two, Own it without shame. We are who we are. Like I said, I am not shaming anyone. All these patterns I pretty much saw within myself and then started to pick the brains of other parents that I worked with, that I became friends with. It's not to shame anyone. These are human patterns, really, right? That are triggered by certain things. And really, at the end of the day, there's only so many patterns. I'm going to stress this. It's about being aware, making the adjustment, moving forward, resetting. So this is not about shame. Shame keeps you stuck. You ever had an addiction, like a cigarette smoking addiction, or any kind of addiction, and it's the shame that actually keeps you stuck there. You feel so bad, and then it just stresses you out and makes you feel horrible, and then you smoke some more, or then you drink some more, or then you do the thing that you're addicted to some more, as opposed to when you own it, right? You go, okay, I'm an addict, or I am, whatever it is, right? I'm just using addiction as an example because we've all been addicted to something, right? Maybe not all of us have been addicted to cigarettes or drugs or alcohol. I mean, we've all been addicted to something that was not necessarily healthy for us. So what do? Right? Once we own that we are addicted to it, then we can that's what sets us free. It's owning the reality of it, naming it. And then once we put a name to it, then we have control over it, and we can actually treat it, and we can actually get rid of it. We have more control to do something about it. You're not broken, you're patterned. We got stuff from our parents, they got stuff from their parents. It's called generational patterns, or I like to call it generational curses. Either way, to know that a lot of this didn't come from us just being, right? A lot of this came from something that came before us. And once we learn to identify these things, examine these things, right? Learn to identify it, become aware of it, we can separate and go, oh, that wasn't mine, that was my mom's. Let's find out the why. Why did mom do this? Oh, because she did that. Well, I'm not my mom. That's not my situation. That's not my life. That's not my life experience. So I don't have to do that with my child. My child is someone completely different than me. They don't have the challenges I have, right? And so on and so forth. Like, I don't have to treat them that way. I don't have to, learning to separate these things from different generations that came down to us, we can then have a little more control and not feel shameful, right? We just know that, oh, okay, we've just learned a certain pattern. We've watched a daily movie over and over again growing up, and so we learn certain patterns. When we learn different patterns, we now have the ability to, especially if we are aware, if we've examined and we are aware, now we can learn a different pattern. We can learn a different thinking pattern. We can learn a different moving pattern. We can learn a different living pattern. And we can make change. Ask yourself, where did this blueprint come from? What childhood influence shaped it? What fear drives it? What identity is tied to it? This is blueprint literacy. Step 3, identify the overcorrection. Because that's usually what it is. We're just overcorrecting something without integrating, without learning that there is a balance, without finding out the why it was even that way to begin with, so we can make adjustments accordingly. Um, learn the good from it, learn the bad from it, learn the balance. Every blueprint has a strength and has a shadow. For the overachiever, your strength is discipline, your shadow is anxiety. For the hero, your strength is compassion, your shadow, over intervention. For the rebel, your strength is empathy, your shadow is imbalance. For the perpetuator, your strength is loyalty, your shadow is stagnation. For the prohibitor, your strength is awareness, your shadow is avoidance. For the helicopter, your strength is devotion, your shadow is suffocation. For the irresponsible, your strength is a relaxed nature. Your shadow, chaos. For the pushover, your strength is tenderness. Your shadow is instability. Balanced parenting keeps the strength, removes the fear. Really, what removes fear? Awareness. If I'm afraid of the water, I learn how to swim. I learn laws and principles that are related to swimming. It's really like that across any arena. Learning the laws and principles of any arena. In this case, it's our parenting arena. Ask yourself, what is the fear driving my strength? Now, step 4. Yes, step 4. Build a balanced blueprint. It is possible. Balanced parenting has 5 consistent qualities: clarity, clear standards and boundaries, consistency, predictable routines and follow through, warmth, emotional safety and connection, space, room for growth and discomfort, ownership. The parent leads, reflects, and adjusts. You don't swing to the opposite blueprint. You move towards integration, right? You find that balance in between. I don't need to go from I'm never going to. You find out, what if I just educate, right? There's that space in between, as opposed to running to the opposite end of the spectrum, which causes you to end up going and running into the same problem that you were trying to avoid to begin with. Now, for example, if you're a pushover, add some structure. If you're a helicopter, add some space. If you're an overachiever, simplify. If you're irresponsible, add intentional systems. If you're prohibitor, add education. If you're rebel, add balance. If you're perpetuator, add examination. If you're hero, add restraint. Balanced parents are firm but warm, present but not hovering, protective but not prohibitive, intentional but not anxious. You are not your worst reaction. Your child does not need a perfect parent. They need a self-aware one. Believe me, because I have all of this experience, I would not consider myself a perfect parent, but it's the self-awareness that has made me make really positive adjustments in my parenting that have really made changes for the best in my life, in my parenting, and in my children's lives. The most powerful gift you can give your child is not perfection, it's evolution and development. If this mini series has helped you identify your parenting blueprint, the next step is building a balanced one. You are more than welcome to explore my online course, Better Parent, Better Future. Join the community of like-minded parents, or work with me one-on-one. I would be honored to walk this journey out with you. You're not alone. So keep growing, keep learning, keep being present, keep being aware, keep being intentional. I am Camille Who, the Child Whisperer, and I am out of here.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of Camille Who, the Child Whisperer. A heartfelt thank you to the generous supporters of the Books and Beyond campaign. This series wouldn't be possible without you. If you're a new or expecting parent, I created Better Parent, Better Future just for you. I empower first-time parents to embrace a positive mindset and navigate those early parenting years with confidence and joy. Click the link in the description to learn more or to find out how we can work together. Until next time, keep showing up, keep growing, and keep leading with love.